Expert opinion, Larry.
All right, Amma and Dan, thank you. We're joined now by former Warriors orthopedic surgeon Dr. John Belzer. You worked with the team from 2001 to 2009. First, let's go through the procedure that Kevin Durant had today, and you've got the model of the foot that's missing, actually, the Achilles tendon here. And how difficult a procedure is this for a surgeon?
So just to give you a little bit the anatomy, here's a right foot. This is the front of the foot, the heel bone here. And so your calf muscle sits in generally this area, and it narrows down to that very small band you have in the back of your ankle called the Achilles. You can feel that on your own leg, and if you watch that video, that's what you saw Kevin feeling for when he went to the ground. Generally speaking, in a high-level athlete, you proceed with surgery for this type of injury, and that's usually done through a small incision on the back of the Achilles, and you just suture the tendon back together. There are many different techniques for doing this, and there's actually some patients who are better treated without surgery, but in a high-level athlete such as Kevin, you want to get him back as quickly as possible with the strongest outcome, and that's with surgical procedures. So it's not that difficult a procedure, very straightforward, doesn't take too long.
Okay. We've seen some pro athletes come back quickly. Richard Sherman of the 49ers, I think, was 8 months. On the other end of the spectrum, Boogie Cousins, who's a much bigger guy, took a year, and they were being cautious with him. So what's the time frame for Kevin Durant, given, let's say, his height, his weight, his overall frame?
So, as we were just discussing, there's no helometer that you can put on this and really tell how long it's going to take. You know, the estimate's probably somewhere between 8 and 12 months. You know, it's an injury that not only has to recover, but then his muscle has to recover, its strength, and so there's a lot that goes on with the healing process. There's rapid recovery type of physical therapies that he'll do, but he still needs the time to heal the injury.
Now, the Warriors said today that they consulted with their doctors as well as KD's doctors. I mean, this was a group consensus decision that it was okay for him to come back and play, and that the worst that could happen, they thought, was him re-injuring his calf. Is there any causality in your mind, do you think, between the calf injury and what we saw with the Achilles tendon?
No, this is a very unique injury. I've never seen anything like this before, and I think that the reality of it is I saw the clip from Steve Kerr that if the team had thought that this was a possibility, they would have never had him play. And I think if you asked anybody out in the community, either in medicine or outside of medicine, everybody wanted Kevin to play, including Kevin. So I think that it was not an unreasonable risk for him to play, and the most likely thing is he would have pulled it a little bit more and at that moment come out of the game, and it would have been a few more weeks to months of healing, but not the devastating injury that he subsequently suffered.
I know part of this is the mental recovery. Maybe you can address that, because it's one thing, the doctor will do the surgery, but mentally, how does a player know, okay, I can push off this and it's not going to explode again?
Right, and you don't know that, and that's, when you've gone through it, then you know that it's a possibility in your body. We all grew up playing sports thinking, nothing's ever going to happen to me, and that's why you look at these athletes who've stuck around for years, or Michael Jordan, who've made it, and they've never had that injury that slowed them down a step. I do think that Kevin has the mental fortitude to make it through this injury and get back, but it will take some physical effort and some mental effort to get over that hurdle that you talk about.
All right. Dr. Belzer, thanks for coming in, and we appreciate your time.
Pleasure.
All right.
Discussion, Larry and Dr. Belzer, thanks. Interesting. We've created this social media badge so you can share your well wishes for KD as he begins this road to recovery. Find it on the ABC7 News Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter accounts.